The Kansas City Chiefs were stunned when whispers began to circulate that Travis Kelce was considering retirement. For years, he has been the heart of the Chiefs' offense, a constant force beside Patrick Mahomes. His reliability, unmatched chemistry with his quarterback, and relentless drive defined an era of dominance. Now, as news of his possible departure spreads, the NFL community watches in disbelief. The thought of Kelce stepping away feels almost unimaginable, not just for fans, but for the franchise built around his consistency. For Mahomes, this moment strikes deeper than most realize. Their bond extends beyond the field to athletes whose careers have become intertwined in pursuit of greatness. Without Kelce, questions arise about what comes next for Mahomes and how this team's identity will evolve. The silence from the Chiefs organization only adds to the tension, as speculation grows regarding what could have prompted one of the league's most decorated tight ends to consider stepping away from the game. He mastered. Travis Kelce's potential retirement feels heavier. When one considers his impact on football history, over a decade, he redefined what it means to play tight and balancing size, precision, and intelligence. Few players have ever maintained such consistency while transforming offensive dynamics league-wide. His connection with Mahomes transcended statistics. It became a symbol of trust, rhythm, and intuition. Whenever Mahomes needed a critical completion, Kelce was there, often in the most crucial moments of high-stakes games. His accolades, multiple All-Pro selections, Super Bowl titles, and record-breaking performances cemented his legacy. Yet, behind every accolade lies the toll of physical strain. The NFL's demands are unforgiving, and Kelce has endured countless hits, surgeries, and relentless pressure. Sources suggest this decision may not stem from burnout, but reflection. After achieving nearly everything possible, the question becomes not what's left to prove, but what's worth risking. His retirement talk signals a turning point not of decline, but of choosing peace after years of dominance on the gridiron. Beneath the surface of Kelce's brilliance lies the cost of sustaining excellence. The physical punishment endured over countless seasons has become impossible to ignore. At 35, he has absorbed hits that would end most careers, yet he always returns stronger. However, this durability comes with consequences: nagging injuries, recovery challenges, and diminishing recovery time. Beyond the body, the mental grind of leadership weighs heavily. The expectations of being the emotional and tactical anchor of a championship team create an invisible fatigue. Kelce's competitive fire has never dimmed, but the reflection of legacy often arrives when physical limits become unavoidable. Insiders close to the organization mention that recent health evaluations and personal considerations may have accelerated discussions about retirement. The Chiefs, aware of his value, have not rushed him. They understand that the decision extends beyond football. It's about longevity, family, and preserving what he built. Each passing day brings the realization that even legends must eventually face the closing chapters of their careers. For Patrick Mahomes, the possibility of losing Kelce is more than losing a teammate, it's losing a piece of his football identity. Since his rise to stardom, Mahomes has relied on Kelce as his security blanket, a receiver who reads defenses with quarterback-like precision. Their chemistry has often defied logic, producing plays that seem improvised yet perfectly timed. Without Kelce, Mahomes would face a new landscape, one that challenges his leadership and adaptability. While Mahomes remains one of the most talented quarterbacks of his generation, the absence of his most trusted target could alter his rhythm and approach. Offensively, the Chiefs would need to redefine their playbook, seeking balance between youth and experience. Beyond tactics, Mahomes faces the emotional adjustment of moving forward without his closest ally on the field. This moment tests his resilience as a leader and his ability to evolve under pressure. For Kansas City, this shift marks not just change, but the beginning of an entirely new chapter in their championship narrative. The Chiefs organization stands at a crossroads. On one hand, they must respect Kelce's decision and his invaluable contributions to the franchise. On the other, they must prepare for life without him, a reality that demands both strategic and emotional readiness. General manager Brett Veach and head coach Andy Reid now face the challenge of reconfiguring an offensive system that has long revolved around KELCE's versatility. His ability to manipulate coverage and open opportunities for other receivers is not easily replaced. Potential replacements exist, but none carry his combination of intelligence and instinct. Internally, the Chiefs have been evaluating tight end prospects and adjusting schemes to maintain balance. Yet beyond logistics, there's acknowledgement that KELCE's leadership extends far beyond the stat sheet. His energy, humor, and competitive drive define the team's culture. Losing him means more than losing production, it means losing a cornerstone of Kansas City's identity. Both on and off the field, Kansas City fans have experienced triumphs, heartbreaks, and miracles. But the thought of Travis Kelce retiring strikes differently. He is not just a player, he is a symbol of consistency, charisma, and connection. From spectacular postseason performances to iconic celebrations, KELCE became a reflection of the Chiefs' golden era. News of his potential departure spread rapidly across social media, sparking waves of emotion, gratitude, disbelief, and nostalgia. Supporters reflected on unforgettable moments, the clutch receptions, the dynamic partnership with MAHOMES, and the joy he brought to Arrowhead Stadium. For many, this marks the end of an era that redefined Kansas City football. Yet amidst sadness, fans express understanding. They recognize the humanity behind the helmet, the sacrifices made for their entertainment and pride. In this shared emotion, a deep respect grows stronger. The bond between KELCE and Kansas City transcends football, symbolizing a legacy of loyalty, excellence, and unwavering passion that will endure long after his final snap. The NFL community reacted swiftly to the news, with analysts, former players, and coaches weighing in on KELCE's possible retirement. Across the league, respect poured in for the tight end who redefined his position. Prominent figures acknowledged that replacing his skill set and leadership is virtually impossible. His statistics speak for themselves, but it's his consistency under pressure that defines his greatness. Rival defenders praised his intelligence, his ability to find open spaces where none seemed to exist. Media coverage also highlighted how his retirement could reshape the balance of power in the AFC. Without KELCE, the Chiefs' dominance faces its first real test in years. For young players entering the league, KELCE's career serves as a blueprint of dedication and adaptability. His influence extends beyond Kansas City. His style has inspired a generation of athletes striving for perfection. As debates continue, one thing remains clear: KELCE's impact will echo through the sport long after his final decision. Head coach Andy Reid has guided countless players through the highs and lows of their careers. But Travis Kelce's potential retirement touches him deeply. Their partnership, built on mutual respect and shared vision, transformed Kansas City into a dynasty. Reid often describes KELCE as more than a tight end. He is a football mind, capable of understanding the game's nuances like a coach on the field. Losing such a figure means more than adjusting strategy, it challenges the emotional core of the team. Reid, known for adapting under pressure, views this not as an ending, but as part of the natural cycle of leadership evolution. His focus now turns to ensuring the team remains steady through the transition. Behind his calm demeanor lies genuine admiration for KELCE's growth from a raw talent into one of the most intelligent and complete players ever to play the position. For Reid, this moment is both reflective and defining, a chance to honor greatness while preparing for renewal. As discussions around KELCE's retirement intensify, attention naturally shifts to Patrick Mahomes. His legacy, already extraordinary, now faces a defining test. Can he sustain his dominance without the player who has been his anchor since his rise to stardom? Great quarterbacks are measured not only by their triumphs, but by their adaptability. Without KELCE, Mahomes must cultivate new chemistry, elevate emerging receivers, and evolve within a restructured system. His leadership, creativity, and composure will be under scrutiny as he navigates uncharted territory. For years, the Mahomes-KELCE duo has symbolized precision and brilliance, a connection as iconic as any in NFL history. If this chapter closes, Mahomes carries the responsibility of extending the dynasty without his most trusted companion. Yet challenges have always fueled his greatness. This moment could ultimately define him not as a quarterback dependent on one partnership, but as a leader capable of sustaining excellence amid inevitable change and transition. If Travis KELCE truly decides to retire, it will mark the close of one of the most remarkable partnerships in modern sports. His synergy with Mahomes reshaped offensive football, blending creativity, precision, and trust into an art form. The Chiefs' rise from contenders to champions was built upon their shared brilliance. Yet every dynasty reaches a turning point, and this may be Kansas City's. KELCE's possible departure reminds fans that greatness is fleeting, and eras are meant to evolve. What he leaves behind is not just records or trophies, but a legacy of excellence defined by effort, discipline, and selflessness. For Mahomes, Reed, and the entire organization, this moment will demand resilience. For fans, it will spark reflection on years of unforgettable memories. Travis KELCE's story transcends football. It embodies loyalty, endurance, and leadership. Whether he retires now or later, his impact will forever remain the heartbeat of Kansas City's golden age.